Prynhawn da, a chroeso i'ch seremoni raddio. Mae'n braf iawn eich gweld i chi gyd yma heddiw, gyda'ch teulu a'ch cyfeillion sydd wedi bod yn gefn i chi ar hyd y ffordd. Good afternoon and welcome to your graduation ceremony. It's delightful to see you all here today with your family and friends who've supported you along the way. It's always a joy to attend graduation, as it gives us an opportunity to reflect on the wonderful achievements we're celebrating today, and also pause to think about what lies ahead. So what does come next? Well, in one form or another, what comes next is the rest of your life. Whilst you've been with us, I hope we've worked in partnership to ensure that you've not only learnt so much about your particular discipline, but you've at the same time acquired a whole host of other skills and experienced a wide range of opportunities, so that you leave us as a more rounded, articulate person, and importantly, with the ability to forge your own path. The kind of skills that we hope you've acquired involves such things as the ability to analyze, critical thinking, organizational skills. You know, that's the one about getting your assignments in on time. The team-working skills involved in project work and in sport. The social and caring skills that are acquired through, for example, working with my friends in the student volunteer in Cardiff. These skills will be important in the years ahead, but the real test is firstly to know what skills you possess, and secondly, to know when and how to deploy them. This complex array of skills is just one way to describe the many additional benefits that comes with a university education. I was brought up, like so many of us in South Wales at the time, to value education for its own sake. My father was a secondary school teacher whose own training was interrupted by the Second World War, but who encouraged me, my brother and my sister to go to university, but without any worry about the subject we were going to study. I realize now, of course, that he was encouraging us to make the most of the experience of going to university and the opportunities it offers for what we might call personal development. Though looking back, perhaps in my case, perhaps slightly more work and slightly less sport would have been helpful. Students, as you leave this hall today, you join the congregation of the university and become part of a vibrant and inspiring alumni. I look at you and see our future. Be proud of being a Cardiff graduate. Go and share your knowledge. Encourage others to take up the challenge of discovering and then sharing knowledge. Don't be afraid to fail. We all fail at some time or another. Pick yourself up, decide what you need to learn from the experience, and with your head held high, step back into the light. Today is all about celebrating your success. Embrace it, enjoy it, but also appreciate it. Never stop learning. As you leave today, on behalf of Cardiff University, I wish you health, happiness, and success. Go out and make the world a better place. I now have the pleasure of introducing Cerith Rhys-Jones, who graduates this week with a degree in Welsh and politics. Cerith will read a poem by Wales's inaugural national poet, Gwyneth Lewis. Many of you will have encountered Gwyneth's work before in the form of the 6-foot-high words, thought to be the biggest poem in the world, on the front of the Wales Millennium Centre. Gwyneth has been writer-in-residence at the University's School of Physics and Astronomy and is now an honorary fellow. The poem, Education, was specially commissioned by Cardiff University. Diolch yn fawr a mwynhewch y ceremony. Thank you very much and enjoy the ceremony.
Education by Gwyneth Lewis. Beiddi a feiddio, gwellhad o wneud. Myna geisio, parchad ddweud. Trawsnewidiad fydd dy glod, dy ddyfodol, mentro bod. Learning's a passport that returns you home a better person. It permits you to dare being daring, makes you secure with not knowing everything, helps you welcome some failure, forges an alloy with others' thinking. It is simple delight in mind and in its motions, scintillates but isn't deceptive, admits the joy of institutes, is the open road to everywhere but bigotry. It's the shortest distance between you and me, and, if you're lucky, it never ends.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Cardiff, to St David's Hall, and to our 2014 graduation ceremony. I'm John Jeans, and I'm privileged to be the chair of the council here at Cardiff University. May I offer my warm congratulations to all of you graduating today. As you sit there waiting to come up on stage, you must be feeling a mixture of emotions. I'm sure many of you feel excited, many of you relieved, but most of all, I hope you feel a great sense of achievement. All of you deserve congratulations several times over. Firstly, congratulations on winning admission in the first place. Cardiff is one of the most sought-after universities in the UK. Admission standards are very high, and selection, as you probably remember, is extremely competitive. For every one of you sitting there, 6 or 7 applicants were fighting keenly to be in your place today. Secondly, congratulations on your years of study here. Research-led teaching is one of the distinctive features of Cardiff University. Many of you will have participated in research projects, learned to ask new questions, and to challenge conventional wisdom. Whether you stay in academic research or pursue another career, I hope that the free, inquiring Cardiff state of mind will stay with you always. And most importantly, congratulations and welcome to the many family, friends, and supporters who join us today, many of whom will have travelled great distances to be here. We owe a great deal to the support of family and friends, both moral support, guidance, and encouragement, but in many cases also considerable financial support. I urge all of you who are graduating today to send your heartfelt thanks to everyone who has helped you. 3 years ago, I was in this auditorium watching my daughter receive her degree, and therefore have a very special empathy for the emotions you are feeling today. I can vividly recall the sense of pride at seeing my daughter walk across the stage and shake the Vice-Chancellor's hand, and can assure you that this moment will live long in your memory, especially as that wonderful photograph will, I'm sure, have pride of place in your home. I'm confident that those graduating will allow you a sense of shared pride in their accomplishments, and I'm delighted you can join us for this very special celebration. Enjoy this day. This is the beginning of your future. You're entering upon a journey of lifelong learning, and your tutors will hope that much more than the knowledge they've imparted to you is an understanding of the methods of learning, of analysis, of intellectual thinking, which should serve you well for the rest of your days. Go out into the community, your community, to educate, to encourage thought, not prejudice, and be prepared to defend education. In the world of mass communications, massive online courses, YouTube and virtual lectures, academics face a fundamental question. If information is everywhere, does anyone need a university education? All of you here today are testament to the value of a Cardiff University education, to the benefits of learning in an international environment and of our research-led teaching. The internet helps share information, but the volume of misinformation reinforces more than ever before the need for evidence-based knowledge. I feel that the by far best prospect for responsible application and regulation must lie with a better informed public. We must use this knowledge and how we apply it for the good of humankind around the world. It is this idea of application that arguably defines the Cardiff graduate. Some 94% of Cardiff University graduates enter employment or professional training or study shortly after completing their studies. Application underscores the university's achievements too. Our students remain the most satisfied with their educational experience in Wales, according to the National Student Survey. And record numbers of students are being offered the chance to apply their learning through the Cardiff University Research Opportunities Programme, which allows students to sample live research and enhance their academic skills. These achievements are reflected in the successes of the schools represented at today's ceremony. For the third year running, the Welsh School of Architecture retains its top 5 position in the Guardian University Guide for 2015. It's been a great year for the school's final year students too. They will exhibit their work in the London Degree Show following a successful debut last year. The School of Chemistry received a record number of prospective student applications, approaching 800, and it's expanding. This year, year one intake has increased to over 170, and the new academic staff have been appointed. The school successfully secured a £4.5 million grant from EPSRC to establish a doctoral training centre in catalysis. The School of Computer Science continues to notch up successes, climbing the ranks in a number of important league tables, including the Times and Guardian rankings. It's now rated as the best computer science school in Wales in all league tables. The National Student Survey shows the school is now consistently ranked among the top 3 in the UK for facilities. The School of Mathematics this year generated a record level of grant income, winning more than 1.6 million from funders, including the EPSRC, the Luverholm Trust and the NHS trusts. The school now has 4 joint research appointments within its healthcare mathematical modelling unit, and the school has introduced a Computing for Mathematics module for Year 1 students, where students set up companies and develop products like apps and websites. Finally, the School of Physics and Astronomy has made some loud noises of its own on the world stage. Cardiff astronomers were members of the BICEP 2 team that discovered evidence of gravitational waves produced in the Big Bang. And the International Herschel Spire team was recognised for its achievements by the Royal Astronomical Society's Group Achievement Award. The school has introduced some advanced equipment, including a new reactor to make artificial diamonds. Congratulations too on what you've brought to Cardiff and to Wales. Many of you will have taken part in Student Volunteer in Cardiff, one of the largest schemes in the country. You've given more than 50,000 hours of your time in the last year, helping more than 900 people each week. From the Youth Club, established for young people with Down syndrome, to the day trips organised for young carers, you are a prime reason why Cardiff University is so valued in its home community. Sport plays an important part in university life, and your contribution has been enormous again this year. You retained the Varsity Shield for Cardiff, and others of you will be competing on the international stage at the upcoming Commonwealth Games. Carry the determination and commitment you have demonstrated during your time here with you as you embark on your future careers. You will be among the professionals who will lead this and other nations, and it will not be an easy job. There's a lot to be done, and I hope you all leave here with a solid determination to contribute to the culture, welfare and prosperity of your family, your communities and humankind. I urge you to be gatekeepers of good sense and the educators for tomorrow. Diolch yn fawr.
I will now read the proclamation, first in Welsh, then in English. Nerth gwlad ei gwybodaeth. Boed hysbys i holl aelodau'r brifysgol ac ar hyd y lled y byd, fod cynulliad o Brifysgol Caerdydd yn cael ei gynnal heddiw ym Mhrifddinas Cymru. O dan awdurdod Siarter Frenhinol y Brifysgol, mae'r cynulliad hwn yn cyfarfod i dderbyn y myfyrwyr sydd yn rhinwedd i hastudiaethau a'u hysgolheictod, wedi harholi'n briodol yn unol â statudau'r Brifysgol ac wedi cael yn deilwng o'i graddau. Wrth ddathlu llwyddiant y rhai sy'n graddio yn y cynulliad hwn, fe'i hatgoffwn o'i cyfrifoldeb i gyfrannu o werthoedd y Brifysgol hon. Nod iddynt hwy yw ceisio, drwy eu cyflawniadau, wasanaethu ar lles pawb, ymdrechu i sicrhau rhagoriaeth ym mhob peth, ac ymboeni am ddyfodol ein byd. Gwrandewch yn awchus ar ddoethineb, gan ei fod yn cynnig gobeith a gwirionedd ym mhob cenhedlaeth. Nerth gwlad ei gwybodaeth. A nation's strength is in its learning. Let it be known to all members of the university and throughout the world that today in the capital city of Wales, a congregation of Cardiff University is taking place. Under the authority of the university's Royal Charter, this congregation meets to receive those students who, by virtue of their studies and scholarship, have been appropriately examined according to the statutes of the university and found worthy of their degrees. We celebrate the success of those who graduate in this congregation, and in doing so remind them of their responsibility to share in the values of this university. It is for them to seek, through their achievements, to serve the common good, to strive for excellence on all things, and care for the future of our world. Be attentive to wisdom, for it offers hope and truth in every generation.
Naam da, good afternoon, and welcome to all of those of you who haven't been to Cardiff before. I do hope you get the chance to experience something of this wonderful city and our great university while you're here. We now come to the presentation of graduates. This is quite an important bit of the ceremony because it's when you receive all your degrees. And I'll just tell you what happens. The students' names will be read out by a representative of their school or college as they cross the stage. And that's your chance to cheer your son or daughter or friend or brother or sister or whoever it might be, or mum or dad for that matter. And please do that as joyfully as you like. But if you could stop when they've had their hands shaken, so that the next person's name can be heard. That would be very nice. Once the students for each award have crossed the stage, they'll be have gone back to their seats, and I will ask them to stand at that point. And I will then read out a sentence in Welsh, which will receive each group of graduates to their awards. Now, those of you who don't speak Welsh won't understand what it means. And in fact, those of you who do speak Welsh might not understand what I say, so I'll just tell you what it is. In English, I will say it in Welsh, but in English it means, through the authority conferred upon me by the university, I receive you to the award of, and I will name the award, and all the honours pertaining thereto. So, let's now move to the presentation of awards.
I, Professor Chris Tweed, introduce those who have received the degree of Bachelor of Science. Bassem Abdel Shahid, Sarah Elizabeth Ackland, Waji Kamal Usur, Nikki Maria Alexiou, James Bailey, Hannah Bloor, Eleonora Bosman, Elizabeth Brooke, Amelia Jane Brown, Joshua Warren Kenneth Burns, Hoi-Yan Chan, Emma Clark, Michelle Danielle, Jonathan Dixon, Eleanor Joy Downs, Natasha Elwood, Clarissa Sarah Blanche Evans, George Fielding, Viviana Uban Garcia, Thomas Matthew Godion, Katerina Gusmeo Fradi, Cameron Hales, Sian Louise Harry, Joanna Hart, Michael John Hart, Megan Amy Hill, Glennie Chow Huang, Jamie Holmes, Lee Kyung-hur, Alexander Jonathan Ralph Jackson, Borum Kim, Luke Ming Sang Kon, Dominica Ciprianu, Yidong Ulrich Lee, Lawrence James Horn Lynch, Jack McCullough, Anthony Patrick McMonigal, William Meakin, Maria Melisianu, Robert Gary Alexander Newman, Bonnie Wao Yu Ing, Alistair Hugh Nichol, Robert Andrew Nolan, Thomas Patrick Owens, Christina Pettingale, Jessica Robinson, Nia Rogers, Grace Lee Jinru, Dayan Saif, Benjamin Charles Sampson, Brenna Lucy Sant, Lauren Rose Searle, Justin Tan, John Anthony Tapia Owens, Emanuela Sartarani, Shishan Wong, Quan Sin Su, Quan Yi Yung, Zichao Zheng,
Will all the students who have just crossed the stage please stand? Trwy awdurdod y Brifysgol a yn rhiedoedd I mi, derbyniaf chwi i'r adbagor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl freiniau ar radd hon. Congratulations. Welcome, Bow. Thank you very much.
I, Professor Chris Tweed, introduce those who have received the degree of Master of Architecture. Ahmad Juri Abu Qasim, Reem Al-Fujani, Craig Peter Baines, Hannah Frances Barnsley, Poppy Bodle, Oliver Gwynn Bowler, Robert John Boltman, Jonathan Ray Campbell, Keith Kichon Chan, Xiaolong Chen, Ola Karedi Coker, Daniel Cutter, Josephine Sarah Dand, Joanne Edmonds, Jonathan Jeffrey William Edwards, Nicholas James Ellis, Andrew Charles Fursland, Nimrod Gabri, Richard David Wynne George, Preet Juramai, Simon Grayson Kinvig, Ling Yang Kong, Terry Jennifer Lai Chuk Chu, Dan Liu, Benjamin Ludlow, Saeed Moini, Richard Marcus O'Connell, David Macaulay Phillips, Stanislav Tadeusz Bernard Biam-Shnednicki, Aoife Rath Cullimore, David Schnabel, Guy Lee Simmons, Amber Smith, Nicola Smith, Marina Stilyanidi, William Swithenbank, Gemma Chloe Williams, Thomas Woodward, Shencheng Wu.
Will the students who've just crossed the stage please stand? Rwy'r awdurdod y brifysgol yn rheadoedd I mi derbyniaf hwy i'r addathro mewn pensarniaeth ac I holl freiniau ar radd hon. Congratulations.
I, Dr. Chris Morley, introduce those who have received the degree of Bachelor of Science. Samina Ali. Samara Gillian Bowers-Redding. Lewis Anthony Bowman. Samantha Cartmel. Sophie Cocking. Joshua Martin Coles. Elizabeth Cox. Jordan David Evans. Max Feller. Liam Fox. Victoria Groves. Duncan Hardy. Rabab Hassan. Rebecca Hill. Andreas Kochis. Juliet Alice Lowe. Danielle McCafferty. Nicholas Patrick Middleton. Aled David Abhoel Price. Parag Shah.
Would the students who cross the stage please stand? Trwy awdurdod y brifysgol a ymroddiadioedd I mi, derbyniaf hwy i'r addaglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl freiniau ar radd hon. Congratulations.
Dr. Chris Morley introduce those who have received the degree of Master in Chemistry. Patrick Edward Bergstrom Mann. Ying Kit Chow. John Hamilton Craigmar. Nicholas Matthew Cross. James Cruikshank. Timothy Dixon. James Robert Oliver Eaton. Jennifer Ferguson. Timothy David Edmund Flack. Lara May Groves. Madison Charlotte Hewitt. Elizabeth Dewsbury. Christopher Jones. Gareth Wynne Jones. Thomas Jones. Ryan Lewis. Michael Morden. Joshua Stephen Mundy. Rakaya Patel. Simon Philip Powell. Matthew Pritchard. Jonah Matthew Prout. Sean Pugh. Catherine Reed. Neil John Owen Robinson. Corinne Saunders. Emma Claire Sheldon. Duncan Ross Sinclair. Charlotte Michelle Stanford. John Startin. James Tancock. Matthew Turner. Emily Watkins. Christopher Paul Williams. Rebecca Yip.
Would the students who've just crossed the stage please stand? Troi awdurdod y Brifysgol yn ddoriadoedd I mi, derbyniaf chwi i'r addachro mewn cemeg ag I holl freiniau ar radd hon. Congratulations.
I, Dr. Andrew Jones, introduce those who have received the degree of Bachelor of Science. Troy Darren Alexander. Michael Baker. Lauren Barry. Shivani Bamra. Holly Carter. Bethan Ellis. Dylan Owen Evans. Samuel Griffiths. Lauren Harper. David James Harrison. Jason Kemies. Girish Kumar Koliki Hazarath. Shun Wenrong Leon Nicholas. Mark David Panton. Gary Pierce Rowlands. George Sale, Callis Sleeman, Kieran Spears, Timothy West, Andrew John Williams, Mohsin Abbas, Nadeem Akhtar, Nabil Amir, Zach Lewis Banbury, Callum Breen, Adam Jonathan Burgoyne, Alan Richard Cadogan, Walter Carvelio, James John Cohen, Sophia Annalise Alban Cole, Matthew Daniel Craddock, Trinity Darko Thompson, James Philip Alban Davis, Thomas Jean-Paul Edwards, James Foster, Gareth Fries, Victoria Rachel Green, Andrew David Griffiths, Geraint William Lloyd Harris, Vinnie Edward Stewart Holden, Dean Oliver Hopkins, Gwenor Harv Hughes, Joshua Hulser, Rich Jones, Adrian Kays, Naomi Margarita Leach, Jason Leong, Tim Miller-Williams, Charles Rupert Mills, Gareth Anthony Moore, Mohammed Abdul Muhit, Alexandra Ivailova Nachiva, Matthew Asa Nunes, Thomas Allen Brian Preston, Usman Rashid, Lawrence Smith, Jem Jamie Stavely, Timothy West, Liam Weston, Graham Richmond, Stephen Mumford, Chan Yan Kit Herman, Alexander James Foreman, Jafar Issa, Lewis Alexander John Hall, Matthew Roy Mark Lloyd, Aled Owain Mason, Ryan Frederick McIntyre, James White, Adam Flax, Michael Brown, Robin Harry Stephen Hawkins, Helen Lloyd, Alid Owen, Samuel James Day. Guy Millard Tucker.
Will those students who have just crossed the stage please stand? Troi awdurdod o brifysgol a ymddoriedwyd I mi, derbyniaf chwi I raddbagwr mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl freiniau ar radd hon. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Welcome back.
I, Professor Tim Phillips, introduce those who have received the degree of Bachelor of Science. Lucinda Archer. Jamie Daniel Bub Sacklin. Elena Chan. Kane Corcoran. Joshua Davis. Cadiog Douglas. Julia Edwards. Rebecca Gibbons. Nimi Igoni. Miriam Ellen Jones. Jack Andrew Kennedy. Jade Elizabeth Madden. Isabel Joy Mayo. William Rhys Graham Miles. James Moxon. Emma Siobhan Murray. Megan Joy Parker. Thomas Phillips. Rhys Poulton. Lewis Christopher Powell. Claire Roberts. Holly K. Rostill. Manraj Sound. Tiffany Jade Shadbolt. Yolo Tomlinson. Cassandra Walsh. George Oscar Webb. Daniel White. Heather Whitaker. Hannah Wright. Debbie Pui Chi Yap. Isaac Bowen. Lauren Greenberg. Annie Afifa Haji Mosley. Aled Rhys-Jones. Rhys-Jones. Ryan Lee-Jones. Ridian Wynne-Lewis. Jessica Mancu. Josh Pierce. Emily Power. Thomas Robert Wynne Scott. Daniel Skirm. Hannah Thomas. Asher Townsend. Brian E. Trussler. Lewis Walden. Megan Harve-Walters. Jordan Richardson. Andrew John Slade. Rhys Williams. Thomas Adams, Rachel Adcock, Zoe Marie Baker, Pri Balachandran, Marion Barron, Rebecca Angharad Boyce, Frances Margaret Clacy, Luke Roy Davidson, Rebecca Thean Floyd, Reese Andrew Grant, Amelia Grace Guinea, Kate William, Jade Denise Hodgson, Annie Howard, Thomas Adam Hunt, Tom Hutchinson, Stephen James Jenkins, Claire Louise Jeans, Mark William John, Bethan Irene Jones, Laura Ann Jones, Lloyd Daniel Jones, Andrea Louise Lacey, Tin Man Mandy Lau, Matthew David Longley, Victoria Garrett, Jack Stewart Naylor, Amy Neji, Joshua Jurangpathi Owen, Matthew Page, Rebecca Louise Price, Sean Thomas Royal, Manon Rubinstein, Laura Ryan, Thomas Swallow, Jack Thomas, Gareth Tovey, Daniel Turner, Dajeng Wang, Simon Peter Weekly, John Wheeler, Cara Jade Wild, Lawrence Winiarski, Claire Louise Yates, Alex Robert Young, Norbazila Binti Yusuf,
Would the students who've just crossed the stage please stand? Trwy awdurdod y Brifysgol a'n riedoedd I mi, derbyniaf chwi i'r arbagor ymyn gwyddoniaeth ac ei hoff reiniau ar add hon. Congratulations.
I, Professor Tim Phillips, introduce those who have received the degree of Master in Mathematics. Rochelle Brunnock, Martin Thomas Deverell, Lucas Mihai James, Cameron Jordan, Matthew James Lewis, Alexander McKay, Chris Mellons, Scott Nathan Morgan, Kerry Williams. Richard Stanley Wooldridge. Jason Young.
Will the students who've just crossed the stage please stand? Troi adurdod y brifysgol yn riedoedd I mi derbyniaf chwi i'r arathro mewn mathematig ac I holl freiniau aradd hon. Congratulations.
I, Dr. Bernard Richardson, introduce those who have received the degree of Bachelor of Science. Jack Barker Davey. Lucy Stickland. George James Frith Walker. Harry Alden. Tobias Brewer. Stephen Dickinson. Jonathan Dunn. George Frood. Sarah Jane Gilgrass. Laura Rose Howe. Thomas George Hubshire. Niall Harry Usher McCallum. Luke Murrow. Charles James Sayers. Matthew George Vlasnik. George Wright. Stephanie Jane Christie. Eva Sofia Gonzalez Contreras. Jessica Bryony Maybin. Holly Butler. Rikesh Mistry. Daniel Morgan. Lucy Richards. John Winship. Jasmine Cheesewright. Jane Cumming. Belinda Maria Gorrell. Mark Richard Ramsden. Hannah Jane Scott. James Thorpe. Michael Dyer. Kimberly Larkman.
I just don't want to give you the wrong degree. Would you please stand, those who've just been across the stage? Trewdiodd y brifysgol yn rhedoedd I mi derbyniaf chwi i'r arbagwr mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl freiniau aradd hon. Congratulations.
I, Dr. Bernard Richardson, introduce those who have received the degree of Master in Physics. Joseph John Campion. Gemma Ann Goodfellow. Liam Middleton. Daniel Andrew Miles. Daniel Rees. Adrian Turner. Gwenllian Mair Williams. Claire Winder. Mark Ap Talion. William Murray Baker Morrison. William Cole. Richard Gary Eveson. Simon Fish. James Owen Johnston. Robert Edward Legg. Rebecca Ashley O'Donnell. Thomas Hugh Robinson. William Sean Royal. George Smith. Joanna Mary Bundy. Andrew Fullard. Suzanne Knuckles. Christopher Peter Reynolds.
Will the students who've crossed the stage please stand? Chwaraewdurdod y Brifysgol a'n rheadoedd I mi, derbynu a chwi I ddadallo mewn ffiseg ac I holl freiniau arall hon. Congratulations.
I, Professor Karen Holford, introduce those who have received the postgraduate diploma. Elspeth Lucy Ann Faulkner. Richard Henry Jocelyn Schofield.
Please stand. Two students, yeah. Thank you. Chwaraewdurdod y Brifysgol a'n rheadoedd I mi, derbynu a chwi I diploma ôl-rhaddedig ac I holl freiniau arall hon. Congratulations.
I, Professor Karen Holford, introduce those who have received the degree of Master of Science. Angharad Curtis. Chad Curtis Wilding. Charlotte Jane Seton Booth. Daniel Brodie. Thomas Caswell. Jonathan Harry. Carwyn Lloyd Owen. Jeffrey John Farmer Pudge. Richie Underhill. Siyu Wang. Rhys John O'Sullivan. Daniel Faulkner. Alexander David Hewitt. Alistair David Nuttall. Andrew John Taylor. David Lloyd Edward Williams. Adam Thomas. Shard Al-Muzaini. Bunawesh Sheswari Gunatikileti. Olympiata Kiristia. Angelika Mavrigianaki. Athena Samio. Edgar Tamwini Bitarabi. Oluwatoyin Agahoa Akuruma. Mark Andrew Williams. Elizabeth Ann Alkins. Adrian Davis. Bradley Hardy. Harriet Elizabeth Jones. Kerry Keane. Jan Lundin. Timothy Edwards Ian Pickles. Elena Jane Salt. Christopher James Weymouth. Hannah Mary Williams. Rebecca Sarah Wilson. Ahmed Al-Yainai. Lee Stewart Brown. Sophie Elizabeth Harries. David Grillum Hooson. Stylianos Nasiodis. Nicoletta Pitacapoti. David Kennedy Thomas. Xingyu Wang. Yes! Yuan Wu. Thomas James Lee. Justina Anna Rybchensky Vasilev. Simamit Singh. Alexander Charalam Bidu.
The students who just crossed the stage, please stand. Troi awdurdod y Brifysgol yn ried oed I mi, derbynnu ar chwi I ddadathro mewn gwyddoniaeth ag I holl freiniau ar radd hon. Congratulations.
I, Professor Karen Holford, introduce those who have received the degree of Master of Philosophy. Tom Hollenby. Christopher David Jones. Claire Ann Morton.
The students who've just crossed the stage, please stand. Troi awdurdod y Brifysgol yn ried oed I mi, derbynnu ar chwi I ddadathro mewn athroniaeth ag I holl freiniau ar radd hon. Congratulations.
I, Professor Karen Holford, introduce those who have received the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Sarah Elizabeth Adams. Thomas Sheldon Adams. Ahmed Al-Shakarki. Robert Armstrong. Jennifer Tamsin Baxter. Inas Mamdou Ahmed Bahiri. Victoria Louise Bremner. Stacey Danielle Bennett. Saini Chanapai. Heidi Cortelia Fitchday. Mark Edwards. Umar Farid. Angelico Feta. Thomas Fricky. Ian Harrison. Kieran Gary Harwood. James Hayward. Jan Willie Holland. Dover Haylin Jones. Amang Lee. Oliver David Lomax. Duncan Michael MacLeod. Filippo Maroselli. Josephine Lydia Morris. Mari Elena Owen. Ellis John Pierce. Kira Quinn. Ragini Ramdas. Timothy Smith. Rupert Taylor. Kevin George Watts. Matthew James Williams. Przemysław Radoslav Wozanowski. Maria Gabriela Zapata Poveda.
Will our new Doctors of Philosophy please stand? Troi awdurdod ar y Brifysgol a ymwyddiadwyd i ni derbyniaf hwy yr addoeth termau mewn athroniaeth ac I hoff reiniau ar radd hon. Congratulations.
Can I now invite all of you who have received your awards this afternoon to stand so that you can receive the greetings of the Chair of Council, Mr. John Jeans, and from Elliot Howells, the President of the Students' Union. Please stand.
May your care ever be for the good name of our university and the well-being of the world.
You are now members of the distinguished alumni of this university. May your association with the university be cherished and be constant throughout your life, and may your care ever be for the fellowship of our university and the welfare of all people. As very proud graduates, I'm sure you would like to join a long-standing tradition here at Cardiff University at these ceremonies by paying a special tribute to your families and friends who have supported you in so many ways over these years, not least financially, and indeed to thank the academic staff who have helped you reach this important point in your life today. Can I therefore invite you to turn around, to greet your family and friends, and to say a special and public thank you to them by giving an enthusiastic round of warm applause. Thank you, and please be seated. Diolch.
Vice-Chancellor, with your permission, I reverse the order on the programme. Professor Lyndon Evans has spent his whole career in the field of high-energy physics and particle accelerators, participating in all the great projects of CERN. From 1993, he led the team that designed, built and commissioned the Large Hadron Collider. He is currently director of the Linear Collider Collaboration. His many honours include fellowships of the Royal Society, of the American Physical Society, visiting professorship, Imperial College London, and many others. Nobody arrives where Lyndon Evans is without having passed many a milestone. He was awarded a special Fundamental Physics Prize in 2013 for his contribution to the discovery of the Higgs boson. He was also honoured here in Wales with an inaugural St David Award from the Welsh Assembly in March 2014. It is a comfort to us lesser mortals to find that even the most eminent scientists are subject to irritating minor misrepresentations. Like the rest of us, I found a number of documents in which, thanks to somebody's spell checker, Professor Evans is designated Director of the Linear Collider, a post of which we were frankly unaware in this university. Of course, perhaps it isn't a mistake. He is, after all, engaged in a project of truly titanic proportions. After Aberdare Boys Grammar School and Swansea University, he went to CERN in Switzerland as a research fellow to work on the development of linear accelerators, soon gaining a permanent position. He became involved in the planning of the project which would become the Large Hadron Collider, and by now known to the Welsh press as Evans the Atom, he became the leader of the Large Hadron Collider project with a staff of 2,500. In 2012, Lyndon Evans was appointed director of the Linear Collider with the brief of bringing two existing large-scale linear collider programs under one governance. It is hard, sir, to see what further institutional promotions could ever be open to him, but maybe the ever-expanding intellectual universe offers hope. We are all aware of the groundbreaking experiments performed by CERN. They are and will be of the utmost importance in the field of particle physics. They will also, as the results go through the complex filtration system of broader dissemination to the world at large, transform the way we, all of us, perceive the universe and our place in it. Let's return to a more practical level and remind ourselves that these projects require the cooperation of the scientists and governments of many countries, owing in part to the spectacular budgets that are required. Professor Evans has an unsurpassed international reputation in team building, intellectual diplomacy, and financial suasion. Meanwhile, academics of all disciplines have much for which to thank Professor Evans and his colleagues. The idea of examining the infinitely small to reveal the infinitely great, of seeking in the first unimaginably short interval of time an explanation of all time there will ever be until the end of time, this strikes the imagination with awe. It alters our grasp on life in fundamental ways which bring the lunatic, the lover and the poet, it seems to me, into direct involvement with mathematics and science. Among other things, too, it accounts for an important feature of Shakespeare's play The Tempest, the play in which the bard creates a world from nothing at the beginning and dissolves it into nothingness again at the end. We now know why it begins with the cry, "Bosun." High-energy physics is so very difficult that even politicians don't claim to understand it. Oh, happy, sir, the discipline on which no legislator feels qualified to pontificate. Physics and astronomy have had such an effect on thinking that our funders, our university funders, are now hoping to discover what the academic dark matter is, which accounts for such a high proportion of the massive universities. What they cannot see, what cannot be seen, must be named. There is hope that the academic activity which is not publicly observable and which occurs between lectures, which are observable, of course, will one day be brought to official recognition under the term intellect. Vice-Chancellor, I present to you a leading scientific intellectual whom we shall be proud to name among our honorary graduates. Anrhydeddus is gang echlod cyflwyno fi ti yr athro Lyndon Evans fel doethir enrodydd y Brifysgol.
Awdurdod a roddwyd I mi gan y Cyngor, derbyniaf chwi fel cymrawd Anrhyddedd Brifysgol Cardiff.
Well, the orator made me sound very grand. But I graduated a very long time ago from a university about 40 miles west of here, where there was enormous rivalry, especially on the rugby field. Now, I'm told that has not changed, but at least now I can never be on the losing side. So I would like to thank the university profoundly for awarding me this honor. I would like to congratulate you all for receiving your degree today, and I wish you all the very best in your future careers. Thank you very much.
Vice-Chancellor, the immensely large and the incredibly small are a theme for us today. For Ian Keith Griffiths, known as Keith, is the founder and chairman of the IDAS group of architectural practices, which employs 1,800 people in 26 offices in 12 countries around the world, and quite literally has a high profile in many of the fastest growing cities of the world, such as Chengdu in China, with its population of 14 million and counting. Yet he originates in the very small city of St David's in Pembrokeshire, probably the smallest city in the world. It is here that he grew up, went to Ysgol Dewi Sant, and learnt to think on a truly global scale. Now, sir, he is equally visible on the world stage and on his home ground. From St David's, he won a scholarship to St John's College, Cambridge. Leaving with his MA and diploma in architecture, he worked for 6 years for Richard Rogers on the Hong Kong Bank's headquarters before forming his own practice in Hong Kong in 1985. He transformed this company into IDAS in 2001 and since then has steered it in its phenomenal course to becoming one of the world's most respected architectural practices. Since 2007, he's also been a non-executive director of the Link Real Estate Investment Trust, which owns and manages over 150 retail malls in Hong Kong. This might seem an adequate workload for some people, but back in Wales, Keith Griffiths was founding and endowing the Griffiths Roche Foundation, which has existed since 2009 to purchase and restore important and endangered historic buildings in his home county of Pembrokeshire. Since 2012, the foundation has completed restoration and transformation of the 12th century Roche Castle and of Penhew, a former vicarage and nunnery, into uniquely attractive hotels. A further hotel is to open in the 18th century Tour of Ellen in 2015. Keith Griffiths, Honorary Professor of the University of Hong Kong, Fellow of the Hong Kong Institute of Architecture, and Honorary Fellow of Trinity St David's in Wales. Nor are the other arts ignored. He's also Chairman of the Asian Youth Orchestra and Director of the Hong Kong City Chamber Orchestra. It is striking how this immense growth has been achieved in the rapidly expanding economies of Asia, and how it is surprisingly compatible with a focus on the economic development of South West Wales, which, though it is beautiful, must be acknowledged to be very much smaller than the Asian economies. Prosperity has come from the success of IDAS, of course, and that success is dependent on size. As the Architectural Review wrote recently, the practical reality is that you need to be big in order to resource vast projects. IDAS is big, having grown steadily in Asia since 2008, and although some of its competitors are bigger, we must remember that they've been around far longer than IDAS's 11 years. Keith Griffiths says, the big side is not of importance to us. Well, that sounds like something any very large organisation could quite easily claim. But Keith Griffiths, I think, means it. He means that IDAS did not deliberately become big, did not deliberately seek acquisition or merger which would make it grow, but which would have meant adopting someone else's business culture. The success of IDAS is down to organic growth, informed by what he calls a very strong belief that architecture should be practiced locally and globally. Not for him, inappropriate North American architectural stereotypes, but new models such as mixed commercial and high-rise residential development arising out of a widespread Asian demand for specifically local identity. This modus operandi is maintained through significant reinvestment in training and development, funding doctoral programs, the release of senior designers to tutor and lecture in local universities, and the employment of a consistent number of year-out students regardless of changing economic climate. So that's how the big bit works, and how it facilitates the little bit. But this smaller bit is only smaller if one takes a simplistic view based solely on the bottom line. In fact, the same principles are involved here as in IDAS, doing what is culturally, environmentally, and economically appropriate in each instance. Sheer size may be beautiful, but these Pembrokeshire developments are equally important as examples of a kind of thinking which, if applied right across Wales, could preserve the uniqueness of its singularly distributed population and heritage. Haverfordwest is unlikely to rival Chengdu in size, but Wales aspires to an equal eminence in the quality of appropriate development. Vice-Chancellor, I present to you a citizen of Wales and of the world. And rhaderis is gang hechlor, gyflwyn af I ti, Ian Keith Griffiths fel cymrawd eranrydd Brifysgol Caerdydd.
Roddodd I mi gan y cyngor derbynnu af chwi fel cymrawd eranrhydedd Prifysgol Caerdydd.
Chair of Council, Vice-Chancellor, University staff, students and guests. Thank you, diolch yn fawr, for bestowing this honourable fellowship upon me, and I look forward to a close association with your august and highly respected university. You have recognised me for my work at adaptive restoration of historic buildings in Pembrokeshire and for establishing and chairing IDAS Architects. I'm equally fulfilled by both roles, even though, as you have heard, they are very different in scale and nature. Most of my work in IDAS involves the urbanization of China, for which I design large-scale developments for populations of 30,000 to 2 million people. The very scale of the work risks dehumanization and loss of identity for the populations involved. I was very pleased today to see so many of you graduating in architecture. You're all over on this corner of the room here. And about 80% of the world's construction activity is now taking place in the People's Republic of China. So if you want work, go to China, and we'll happily employ you. So, now that scale of work, to give you an impression of the size of it, China's urbanizing at the rate of 20 million people a year. That's equivalent to building a Manchester a month, including all of its schools and so on. On the other hand, in Wales, we have many small communities, and whilst my practice of local and global works very well for the large company of IDAS, it can equally work well in Wales. The small communities of Wales need careful nurturing as the world becomes more international and accelerates its pace. Enhanced communication and increased information is changing our world for the better, but we need to ensure that our less developed and very precious communities and history are given the help to keep up. So once again, thank you for this honour, and I hope that it will help me to make a difference, not only in China, but also the small communities of Wales. Thank you very much.
As Chair of Council of the University, I now have the duty to draw these proceedings to a close. This occasion is naturally one of the most pleasurable in the university calendar, and it's a joy to be on this platform and see the pride and relief of all the new graduates as they cross the stage. It's wonderful, too, that you've had the opportunity to share this occasion with today's illustrious honorary fellows. I trust that the pride and joy that you feel today will stay with you always, and in the years to come, you'll look back at your time in Cardiff University and realise that the happiness you've experienced, the friendships you've made, and the depth of knowledge and experience gained have all served you well in your journey through life. Today, you join the world family of Cardiff University alumni. It's a family that helps you stay in touch with each other and with us. Cardiff students are valued around the world for their skills, knowledge, and attitude. I hope that you'll remember and share your experience, and you'll come back and see us, and that you'll also continue to support us so new generations can benefit, as you have done, from the outstanding teaching, learning and scholarship here at Cardiff University. So, on behalf of Cardiff University, your academic staff, the officers, your fellow students, and the great body of alumni throughout the world, I wish you all very much success in the future, and good luck and a safe journey home. Diolch yn fawr.